Ranching is hard. Ranching's
Yeah.
hard work. We're at the mercy of the elements. The weather, we have no call on that. Last summer, we dealt with a 22, 24-inch rain here in
Yes.
24 hours.
The whole nation was focused on a hurricane that was going to come in close to Florida. Ended up right here in our county, we got more inches of rain in a 24-hour period
Than the hurricane
had brought. The night before, we had gone and checked our herds, and there was one particular pasture that we thought, oh, they're good. And early the next morning, we got up again to go check because it had rained all night. And there were 3 steers that were not supposed to be in a particular area and that they had gotten stranded. And they just barely had their noses above water. And this is an area that the night before was pasture land.
Yeah.
And it was underwater. The water was continuing to rise and the cattle really needed help. Roger, thinking quickly, stripped down and he saved them.
There was a gate right there, and they couldn't get through the gate, so I jumped the fence and swam to the gate and got it open and tried to get the cattle to swim through it to get to higher ground.
The fire ants in that pasture had all gathered into mounds and clumps, and then they float so that they can save themselves.
And I see these things floating, and I think, what is that? And I got close enough to one I could tell it was a mound of fire ants. And I thought, man, if I touch one of those, they're just going to cover me, you know. I had to dodge those as I was swimming out trying to save the cattle. We had to open gates, we had to cut fences, we had to do whatever it took to get our cattle safe.
And it was a little scary. I knew he was doing what he had to do and wouldn't have it any other way as a rancher, because he's not going to sit there and watch, you know, these 3 steers suffer and drowned. But at the same time, the winds were blowing, it was still raining. That is what we do as ranchers. You just jump in and say, you know, what is it that we need to do? And whatever the situation is, you just have to use your ingenuity and do what needs to be done.